At,
verify
at today's press conference?
Right. And my question,
I didn't say anything like that.
you said the gentleman from the
Yesterday. This morning's report on ABC, on video.
No, yesterday.
Well, we'll show you the video.
Anyway,
Let me
my
show you.
question is,
Closely as this count continues. And there was a sudden shift. There was a
Who is this
basically
person?
fairly
Who is this
serious
person?
technical issue that seemed to be playing with some of the results that were being shown on the official counting app. That saw the election supervisor.
This is a
Mohammed
person
Saneem,
from the
call a
ABC
late-night press conference
that is
around
reporting
midnight last night,
from Fiji.
where he basically said that there was some sort of technical issue that was going on. People seemed to be entering the wrong data into the app.
Did I say
and as
that?
a result, they effectively took it online for several
If I did not
hours
say that, then
while
the
they
IBC
tried to
will
fix
withdraw?
the problem. Now, when we woke up this
Can you
morning,
confirm that the
numbers
IBC will
painted
withdraw?
a very different picture. They seem to show.
That's the male
rather
reporter
than the
speaking right
opposition
now.
being in pole position, that
He's
Fiji
speaking right now.
First, the ruling party, the incumbent power,
Wait,
in
listen
a
to
pole
him.
position with Frank Bainimarama around 45% of the vote.
Let me get you back to what he said.
Conference at around midnight last night, where he basically said that there was some sort of technical issue that was going on. People seem to be entering the wrong data
Did you hear
into
that?
the app, and as a result, they affect.
Did you hear that? Can you confirm or deny that I said that? Can you confirm from the ABC's behalf that I said people seem to be entering wrong data in the system?
I cannot speak.
You cannot speak? You are from the ABC. You're from the ABC leader.
ABC report.
Hang on.
There was.
Hang on. That person is from the ABC. Do you realize the misrepresentation you have done? Again.
No, you're misrepresenting.
Sorry? Well, I'm clarifying things now. And if you want to ask questions, you can wait your turn.
My question is
Yes.
this. With, in addition to Mr. Chaudhry's claims of voter fraud, we've received numerous complaints from voters alleging that they voted in stations which have now been published, and they voted for particular candidates, but that candidate is reflecting zero votes from those stations.
Well-
There are now many things like that. In
Yes.
regards to those sort of allegations of voter fraud, what kind of evidence do you need from voters, and who can they direct it to?
Well, first and foremost, I can tell you that we've received one complaint of that nature. The person alleged that she voted in a particular polling venue, and she reveals that she voted for a particular candidate. When we SMSed her voter number to 1500, it turns out she voted in polling station number 5. The result published on the app is from polling station number 3. So it's obvious that she will not have any votes recorded for that candidate in polling station number 3. So when you receive any complaint of that nature, you first need to investigate what polling station the person is going to was listed under by texting the voter card number to 1500. Then you can go to the next step.
So we did that. These were civil servants who had been instructed where to vote. And what they're saying is the complaints mechanism on your website, it bounces, it doesn't work.
No, we are receiving complaints right now as you speak.
So
It's
the
an
question
electronic
is, where
system,
can they send it to?
the same system.
Which is complaints at FBO.
Yes.
Well, they're saying it bounces. When they lodge complaints, it bounces.
We have received complaints this morning, and as I have told you, I have just responded to a complaint that came on that portal.
So in this entire 3 or 4 days, you've received one complaint. Voter.
Well, I'm giving you an example. You didn't ask me how many have you received.
That is the next question. So how many complaints
Yes.
of voter fraud, of votes not being registered, have you received
That's the first complaint I have received today.
in the past 3 days since polling closed?
I just answered you. The first complaint that I have received today. Any more questions from others? Yes, madam.
Mr. Saneem, the opposition parties are calling for an audit of the results management system and the data entry that is happening to upload these votes and results online. Would you, if you say that the system is, transparent and that you're doing everything correctly, would you agree to an audit?
So the system is currently being used. We are already entering data. The parties have written to me, People's Alliance has written to me 1 minute before I started the press conference, and they've asked for all electoral processes to stop. There is no legal provision for them to ask for that. And if we stop the electoral process now, with the kind of conspiracy theories you already are listening to from Lide, there will be hundreds more. So we will continue. You will be able to get the final results, and with the final results, then if you want, you can challenge it in court. That is the process in the Constitution. Yes. Yes, the parties have known before the writ was issued. Then they attended a training in which we covered that. Then you came for a walkthrough. We showed you that on live coverage on all stations. It's all there. And they are also coming. It's not that they are not coming, that they didn't know. They are all in and out. We have got the entry and exit form signed. So they are coming. So the claims that they are not getting information is unjustified at this point in time.
So after the glitch in the app on Wednesday, what guarantee that you can give it won't happen again since there was any independent audit done after that?
Well, we are releasing the result, and we are giving the political parties the scanned original protocol of results. Printout. That's not the printout, the original that's come from the polling station, together with the RMIS data that has been exported from the result management system. Right? So I will show you what we are giving to the parties in the walkthrough next. But they can use that to check the results from the data, from the app. Right? So that's the guarantee. We have, as you will notice on the night of the 15th, the FEO did not push a lot of data out. That's because we were adding another layer of checks to ensure that once the result management system data is pushed to the app, a group of team sits down and individually checks the app against the results management system data to make sure that the app gives the correct information. As I have said all the time, the app is independent of the result management system. The anomaly in the app was detected because we had the data in the result management system, which was different. And I have asked in writing to the People's Alliance to demonstrate from their records, if they claim that 308 did have 15,000 votes, where did he get those votes? You will notice that when the press conferences happened, there was all these claims about we have the evidence. I have evidence which I will give to you in your hand right now. This is called evidence. That's called evidence. I'll give it to you in your hand. This is the Viber messages with Sakyasi Ditoka and the 11 registered officers and candidates, where we told everybody you can come to the count center and you can view things. And then we told them politely, where we are going to close off, please ask your agents to withdraw so that we can take the tent out. And then we told them, your agents are still here. And they said, we're calling them back. Then the agents went and hid behind the tent. So when the team came to remove the tent, they said, there are people still around, OHS issue. I went at night and asked them, please, can you now go so that we can remove this tent? You can have your people still sitting and watching the container, which is the only sensitive material around. That's how it works. I have evidence. Where is the evidence that others are claiming they have? You get my point? The only person who is a candidate that entered the counting arena is a Sodelpa candidate who was asked by police to leave. No other candidate has been recorded as having entered the count center. I have received a query from fijivillage, CFL's fijivillage, that there is a 300-meter boundary of the count center. I can confirm to you there is no such law about a count center 300-meter boundary. Right? In any event, the fence of the venue prohibits people from coming in and out. So we have no records of any instance where the police have denied any person entry, particularly the General Secretary of Fiji First. And if anyone has evidence of this person being inside the venue, please feel free to submit it. Otherwise, all these hoaxes are adding to the conspiracies going around.
So his vehicle wasn't present last night?
Did you see it?
It was a photo circulating.
Was it inside the venue?
It was around the venue.
Does that mean inside the venue or outside the venue?
But we're asking you if you can
I don't know. I haven't seen the photos. Have you got the photos? The venue footage inside. Inside the venue, there is footage. If someone is outside on the road, we don't have any footage of that.
So because serious claims was made by those political parties that after the incident where they claimed that when he left,
You have to ask him.
all this incident came up.
Yeah, you have to ask him.
Agents,
Okay. So you have to ask him if he was there or not.
So can you explain?
Wait, hang on. The guy behind you raised his hand. The guy behind you raised his hand, there.
Last time.
We will not answer your question. Please proceed.
So you must understand that there is a lot of confusion, I guess, because people don't know the total votes cast. And so you mentioned that it has still been tallied up, but do you know the total votes that's been cast? Because usually it is, so you don't know.
No, we don't know because the records come in the protocols of results, which are coming from the polling stations in sealed envelopes. Those envelopes are opened, recorded, and the protocols are recorded into the system, and from there it is transmitted to be entered into the result system, which collates that data. Right? So I even don't know, because I can tell you based on the numbers that have been published right now from the results app what is the current known turnout. Right? But I don't know the turnout. I will know once all the data is entered.
So just to follow up, since you mentioned that this could be the election where we have the lowest voter turnout in the repeated election. So there was a question about that is the FPO partially to be blamed for the low turnout because you are the sole authority to conduct voter education and awareness, and the CSO outreach is limited due to restrictions under the section 115 of the electoral act.
Okay. It was a long question and you broke in the middle. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so is the FPO partially responsible for the low turnout because the FPO is responsible for the awareness and education and training, etc. And so, and because of section 115, the CSOs cannot, so they're limited in terms of what they can do. So is
Okay.
the FPO partially responsible for the low turnout?
Right. So under section 115, the limitation of activities is once the election date is known. And CSOs have no restrictions until that date. At this point in time, we have been signaling to everybody that there is a possibility of low voter turnout even before the election started. So if there is a level of blame to be made, there is everybody's at liberty to do so. It's the easiest call to blame it on the Fijian Elections Office because people assume we are responsible for taking this person from here and forcing the person to vote. That's your assumption. But at the end, the actual responsibility is for us to create the awareness. Everybody in Fiji knows the election date. Everybody in Fiji knows when the election is going to take place. 1500 is available for you to text and find out. It's still running. The polling stations all opened. It's not that any of the polling stations didn't open. Polling stations are set up right in villages for remote areas so that they don't have to move around. So there are a lot of pros to this. I would like to say that at this point in time, has anybody considered what the effect of repeated attack on the electoral system and the discrediting attempts on the electoral system, like the misreporting by the ABC to start with, how that affects the turnout and the interest of people? If there is an analogy to be drawn, if someone is repeatedly saying that something is of bad quality, do you expect consumers to go and then buy that item? Can you apply the same analogy to elections? If you are repeatedly, those who are running in the election, participating in the election, repeatedly discrediting every single aspect, when in 2016 the FAO was doing the GPS coordinates of every single polling venue, the National Federation Party raised a huge concern about why we are doing GPS coordinates of every single polling venue. Today they are all benefiting from the GIS platform which we use to make the dashboard. So if there is a continued attempt to continuously attack and discredit with hoaxes, failed stories, conspiracy theories, what is the level of your contribution to enhancing turnout? I mean, Mr. Chaudhry, for example, from 2014 is coming with the evidence of the 2014 election irregularities. He is still not here. Forget about 2018, right? So this, does it contribute to people's confidence in going and voting, or does it not? Every single week, Fiji Times runs stories about the elections office, about the electoral process, quoting this person or that person, and how the stories relate to the process not being proper, not this, not that. You have today seen a press conference where party leaders are saying they don't have access to the protocols of result when their own staff have come and collected it and taken it. So how much confidence are you planning to build to get people out? You have to realize, using that consumer analogy, if you continue to say that this brand of something is not good, how can you then expect everybody to empty the shelf? Yes. 1 second, behind you. Yes.
It's really interesting regards to what the opinion stated yesterday that the Supervisor system has been hierarchy in some way. Today, Mohammed, Chaudhry, and Mohammed as well as Mohammed stated that they are not trusting anything that's coming out from mob just yet. Given that they claim that the European Union does not want to be part of mob because of credibility issue. What is your stance on that?
Perhaps you should ask the European Union if they are openly able to say that they do not agree with the MOG TOR. I think Ambassador Sujiro should answer to this. If they have made such a statement, they should probably relay it to the media, probably with their own justification. As far as I'm concerned, the role of the MOG has been decided. There is an established terms of reference. The MOG was here before the election. They have been monitoring the election. They have had unlimited access to every single part of the election. Right now you will see MOG observers in this room. And of course, this has happened in the last 2 elections. And they have produced their report, which has been used to enhance the electoral processes in Fiji. One cannot pick and choose an election in which they are not winning to be one where the report of the observers is discredited, but in one that they want. Like there was a good welcome to the 2006 report by Mr. Chaudhry because he lost the election, but the observers found just significant irregularities in the election. So you see, it is all to do with the context. And if there is a person who is claiming that the terms of reference do not match with international standard, print out the standard and I would like to read it. That's what I'm asking. If there is a person who says it doesn't meet with the international standards, every single international standard is printed. In fact, if you look at the MOG composition, there are people in the MOG who have over 40 years experience in elections. They have been chief election commissioners in various parts of the world where it was a transition election, right? They have huge experience in the monitoring process. People in the MOG are parliamentarians who have been in the electoral system for a long time in their countries. So I am not convinced with any person who stands up today and says it's not according to international practice, one that you cannot even produce to us. Some from this side.
Could you please clarify what is the difference between the 2014, 2018, and the 2022 elections?
Have you voted?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Have you found anything different?
Yes.
Yes.
We still have not got the total voter turnout yet.
In 2018 you had it?
Yes.
Can you show me when you had it? Because in 2018 I released the total voter turnout. On the day I released the results.
But what is the hold up?
That's what I told you, already covered in the press conference. Were you listening? I told you that the numbers are going to be recorded and told once we have entered all the data. Right? So if you were paying attention in 2018, you would have realized it is still the same.
So
Next
was
question.
the same done in 2014?
I'm telling you, yes.
Which is
In 2014, it was the same process. In 2014, we told you the total numbers. On the day, we returned the results to the Electoral Commission. Right? So it's the same, no changes. At the back? We're looking forward to 6 a.m. As protocols of results come in, we are examining them, and if there is a need, we'll have to call the parties to verify some of the boxes. We'll just do it. We will still have one exercise left to do, which is where we will be looking at the polling venues that have very high number of invalid votes, and we will do a recount of those venues so that we can also be confident that the invalid votes are proper and accounted for. And if it is not, then of course in the presence of the parties, we will do a new count, and we will have the new results uploaded into the system. For this purpose, please note that it could be a venue that has already been uploaded into the results software. So you might get the results of it today, and then if it goes back for a recount, it will then be reflected once we enter the recounted data. Okay? Please be very accurate in explaining this, because we don't want people to say, oh, they changed the results. It is because those venues have high levels of invalid votes, and they will go back for a recount. That might take place tonight. All right. 1 second. There's a lot of people. Fiji Times hasn't asked the question. I'll have to verify that. I mean, I left the count center, so I'll have to ask the manager. We'll email you back today. Yeah. Yes.
Second.
Behind you.
The opposition parties are now saying that the counting is manual, but they also want results to be stopped now from being done in the system. So what's the
Well, if the parties are now changing the tune to say that this counting is manual, they should first apologize to say that we said it in error and created a big shebang in Fiji by saying that counting is not manual. The app does not count anything. The app is just a display board, right? So we will not stop any count. There is no provision in the law for them to do so. And of course, we will comply. We will finish the results. We will give you the results, and then there is processes after the results. Parties are at liberty to do so, and we are at liberty to defend it. Right, sir.
Thank you, sir. So can I take you back to last night? So many people are talking about this issue where they claim that the Fiji First General Secretary was broken. Can you just confirm with no deny if the Fiji First General Secretary was at the visit
I don't know. I told you already.
center?
I don't know.
You were the supervisor of election.
How should I? Do you expect me to sit and watch the count center the whole time? I have other work to do, like checking the results that are being entered. You should go and ask the Fiji First General Secretary. You should ask and interview those agents that saw him as to what happened. Then you can bring me that information and I can take some action about it. But as far as I know from the records that we have, no candidate except for one from Sodelpa has entered into the count center.
Can I give you this registration number, KT500?
So,
That's the vehicle that was found.
did it go inside the count center?
It was beside.
Was it inside the count center or not?
Why are you being defensive?
I'm asking you
Why
this
are you being
question.
defensive?
If you say
Just
that,
answer the question to the people of
I don't know.
Okay.
I told you I don't know. I never saw it.
If he was within the vicinity of the town center, does that not concern you, sir?
What is the meaning of vicinity?
Let me finish.
Linda Tambuya was outside here also.
Let me finish. Given that you said that there are too many people who question the integrity of our electoral system, does it not concern you if the General Secretary of the Fiji First Party is seen and details of his transportation is seen within the vicinity of the town center?
Well, you have
Does that
to,
not concern you, sir?
as I said, send that to me. We'll have to verify it. I have told you my records from the police report say he was not inside the count center. So when someone comes to the Grills restaurant, should you think I should be worried about someone going to Grills? There is a restaurant right next to the count center's fence. So if you are worried about the conspiracy theories, here's one to you. Yes.
Supervisor, so this is the third elections, this elections, and every elections, there's been some sort of issue here or there, and there's always been this public discussion about your roles. Again, we're here and it's become contentious again for some reason. Do you think, and given that, would you consider stepping down from your role after the Fijian election to give perhaps another Fijian the opportunity to lead and deliver the Fijian election?
Well, that is not a point for me to discuss right this time. That is to do with my employment as the supervisor of elections, and that is personal, right? And if I choose to step down or if I choose to stay, that is something that I will decide. The fact is, if you have an allegation from which you think that there should be action taken, ask Mr. Chaudhary and Narumbe. They took it to court, they got knocked out, they have to pay court costs. Right? You have an allegation, substantiate your allegation. Don't come and pick things from the air and say, oh, this happened, do this. I mean, we pointed out that the IBC got its story so flowery and wrong. Lide is still here from the IBC, making faces and all those sorts of behavior. But still, the IBC has not taken any statement. Right now, that is the point. If I have to step down, that is a decision that I have to take. It is not for you to come and ask me in a press conference because there is an allegation where 2014 Mr. Chaudhary is still coming from his house to bring the results and irregularities. So you should step down. Please, bring the facts. I am giving you the evidence. Yesterday, the day before when I have press conferences, I gave you the printout records. Right? I showed you what the parties get and what the parties have. The results sheet printout and the scanned version of the protocol of results. What did you do? Nothing. Did you even ask them today when they said we don't get it? No, you didn't. I watched your press conference. So when the international media comes and starts jumping in my press conferences, I see a huge problem when they don't do so in other press conferences. So anyway, I don't worry about the international media. The Fiji media is doing a good job. They're reporting on things. They're putting things up. Even Fiji Village put up a clarification of the story. Very nice. Right now, the gentleman from CFL is asking the same question. If he puts to me the exact details where the vehicle was seen, if it was seen inside the fence, we will take action. If it was not inside the fence, I wish that they will report it. Right? In 2018, the Fiji Village CFL reported that the Attorney General was seen inside the count center. 4 years later, they issued a clarification 4 years later to say it was not the count center, it was the result center. Party representatives and candidates are allowed in the result center. Today, Liliana Perret was here. She was here. This is the result center. They are entitled to be here. Right? So, if it comes to information, we are giving you all the information. There is nothing in hiding. What we don't have, we can't give you. We don't have all the final turnout results. We are saying we can't give you. The gentleman here thinks we gave it in 2018. I did not. If you think we did, bring me the press release and I will tell you. But it's not there. It's not the first election I'm running that I don't remember. Right, sir? So, now I will take you. Is there any final question?
So can I ask one more?
Yes, okay. So you are the...
This party agent from People's Alliance, namely Ulamila, she made a huge claim saying that when she went into a town center, you were on the phone, and then when she stood there, you came in frustrated after hanging up and opened up the ballot box without shutting up the serial number, tossed the ballot papers in front of them, and you, once you saw the results, there was a lot of 480 numbers, and you decided to, you told them that they need to put the ballot papers back into the ballot box and send it back to number 1 before you made the decision to recall it. Can you just confirm or deny this has happened yesterday?
Can you get me the ballot box number to start with? Have you asked her?
But
Wait.
Such incident that happened
No.
like this?
If you come and say that so-and-so was walking on the road and tripped on a stone, do you expect me to know where the stone was? Do your background. Get the right information. There
Did
is
it happen yesterday?
There is no such thing as that. If there is a ballot box that has been opened, party agents are all present there. They are entitled to record the seals. The protocol of result, if it is inside the box, is extracted. Everything else is put back in. The ballot box is sealed again in the presence of the parties. They record the seal numbers. Yesterday and the day before, the party agents actually recorded the entire protocol of results. We allowed that. So if someone is coming up with these kinds of stories, go and ask them these questions, sir. Don't just believe it and say the SOE will respond and we will use the response. Ask them those questions to verify the claims too. Were any other party agents present? Let me assure you, every time we open a box, a minimum of 5 parties are present. So from tomorrow, you will start using testimonies of people who are not even at the count center, claiming that this has happened and that has happened.
But why are all these things coming up? You know, it all
You have to ask
seems
them.
to be coming up at the same time from yesterday. You know, it's such a big thing.
I don't know what you
General
are,
election.
whatever you are trying
Why
to
is it
connect.
coming up now?
See, whatever you are trying to connect, do some research on it. Come back and I'll answer your questions. But you are trying to pluck things from the air and expect generalized
No,
answers.
I'm just telling you, as a supervisor of election, you need to confirm to the people of Fiji, the voters themselves.
I have told you already. That's what we do in the count center. And if you do not believe it, go and stand on the stands there, video record the entire process. We've allowed you, sir. Right? The people of Fiji, you are from the CFL. Do I need to remind you what you guys did from 2018 to 2022 before you clarified it? Right? There is a lot of responsibility you have to take as well. Right? So, with that settled, if you still have particulars, get it to us. We'll respond to you. We've been doing it for the last 4 years.
Such a
Set.
huge claim. I'm just,
Yeah, huge claim with no justification, verification from you. All right. Please stay on the live. We will show you what the parties have access to in the laptops that we have provided for all the parties at the result side of the arena.